Hey guys, today I'm doing a speed build of a tiny home. It's going to be like a blue kind of modern cottage. When you watch like those tiny home videos and sometimes they have really modern ones, some are kind of ugly, and then you have like the really cute cottages that are, obviously modern because they've just been made, they're tiny homes, but they look really quaint and yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So hopefully it doesn't look ugly and it's more of a cute cottage. So I've decided to have the entrance on the side. I feel like it's cuter for a tiny home if the entrance is on the side. I don't know why. And I'm using these rails, fence fence rails that I really love. I put them up here too. We have like a top deck balcony and then a lower one as well. And I make this top one covered so that we're using the tiles. They count for our tile limit, so we might as well make them most use. Um, I was kind of thinking about doing a balcony at the back as well, but it wasn't possible. But that's fine. I did make the one on the first level, the entrance one, kind of a bit bigger, so it was more functional and not such a waste of tiles. Roofing is not my specialty, as you can tell. And yeah, the roof is not amazing, but I feel like it's really hard to make a good roof, especially for a tiny home. At least when I make tiny homes, I always feel like they have to be rectangles because I imagine, that you put them on a trailer and transport them around. This one's semi more permanent. It's not like still on a trailer, but I'm sure you could put it on a trailer in real life. And I'm using these Get Famous windows, which I think are, modern, but not super modern and not super old. And this beautiful French door at the front. I do actually like how the external, home comes out. I think it looks quite nice. I mean, you know, ignoring the roof. So yeah, I'm just throwing in some more windows because I think, lighting is really important in a tiny home. And yeah, we're going to start with the inside. So we have a bedroom loft, so I have to figure out the stairs here, and it does take me a little bit of time because I feel like with a loft theme, you really have to evaluate on The Sims 4. Is the placement of the stairs going to interfere with my space so much that it's not worth even doing a loft in the first place? And I really did have to move things around and around and around because as soon as I put a bed up here, I realized while the loft looks like a massive size, I want bedside tables and I want my Sims to be able to walk around the bed easily and then to the double doors, which I guess the double doors make a bit more difficult too, and they're maybe not super practical, but I do think they look nice and they do let, a lot of light in. So, I think I found, something there, but then I realized because of the stairs, it's not going to work. So I'm trying and trying, and you'll see in a minute. I just leave the bed here, and I'm like, okay, fine. That's still functional for the door. It's still functional for the stairs. And I'm like, okay, let's just do the bathroom downstairs. So I'm not great at tiny bathrooms, as you can see. It's kind of an odd shape. Um, but yeah, I do also put those fence rails upstairs, and then I decided it's just way too much. So I go for half wall, and I think the half wall really does work a lot better in this space. So now we go back to the bathroom, and I use a matching shower and tile combo, which I love. I really love it when things match in The Sims, especially when it's such a detailed pattern. And they were able to make it match, which is really good. I think with is it the taller height that those tiles come in? There's like colors of the shower and the tiles that don't match, which is really infuriating. Also, that tiny living mirror is awesome. I put in these towels, which I normally use just for like the no nonsense basic towel, but they actually match with this really well. I also realized if I size that towel down, it looks, a bit better. So now we're going to figure out the layout of the rest of the house, and I'm trying to put a back door in here because we had that weird shape, like the bathroom didn't need to be any bigger. So I kind of threw a back door here, so I'm thinking maybe, if you want to grow some vegetables, you can pop out the back, or maybe have your bin out there. But then I decided that that could be where the kitchen bin goes. And then I have a light bulb, and I decided washing machines can go there. Also, I'm really sorry if my narration is really bad. I never make YouTube videos. I've got no idea what I'm doing. But yeah. So yeah, delete the stairs. I remember to do that, which is good. So now we're going to start on the kitchen. And oops, oh well. I I find these counters that I really love. I love the blue color. They're a bit quaint, so they're modern but not super modern. And yeah, the color I love, and I feel like the color of the bench top really goes well with the flooring as well. And maybe, I don't know. Also here I was trying to figure out if I could do like an island, and I didn't really like that beige fridge, but the silver one was okay. Maybe a day or two before I recorded the actual making of this house, I was talking to my mum about Battle Sinks and how much I loved them. We both watched Escape to the Country, and I love that show. And you see them a lot on that show. So then when I saw that they had the matching like Battle Sink kind of thing, it's not identical, but similar thing for these counters that I'm using and love, I was really excited. The only problem is because of how the sink goes obviously all the way to the edge of the counter, so then I felt like you couldn't put a stovetop next to it. It just didn't look right. So this ended up making the kitchen really big. Like, it's really kind of embarrassing how big this kitchen is. I guess maybe you're a chef or a foodie or something, or you have, I was going to say you have heaps of people to feed, but you wouldn't live in this house if there's heaps of people. So yeah, it ends up taking over the dining space as well, but you do have like, seats at the bench, so you can still eat. It's still functional. And I also struggled with the fridge and the stove matching. I eventually settled for the like beige version of the current fridge, which I initially dismissed, but it actually ends up working really well. The bin goes under the stairs. I hope it's functional. I did forget to player test this one. I do player test most of my builds, so if you go onto the gallery, I have lots of builds. They're not all that good, but some I think are pretty decent. But yeah, you do need to move objects on for most of them before you place them. And now we're going to do a sofa and like small living area because the kitchen is more than half of the house, which makes no sense. Oh well. I find a lot of the sofas in The Sims are not realistic, but this one looks pretty good. We go for neutral white because we have so much colour with the kitchen. I feel like if the rest of the house is really white and kind of neutral, it works okay. Now I'm doing the TV unit, and I really wanted something on the wall over there, but in the corner. I really wish you will see in this now that wall mounted TV. I wish they had a corner bracket for it, because that would be so useful. We end up going for the tiny living bigger TV unit, which I love the look of. It's very realistic, and I wish they had more things like this. The only kind of bummer is I recently realized after making this house that the TV is only Fun 2, which I find disappointing. I feel like this with The Sims, you either have something that looks really realistic but has like low quality attributes, or the things that have like better attributes and higher levels of fun or comfort or whatever are usually the ones that look more hideous, which is a real shame. Even if they took the more inexpensive items that are supposedly in my opinion more realistic, even if they made two options, inexpensive version and an expensive version, because I mean if you look at some designer furniture, Kmart copies them, and I'm sure they're less comfy and less sturdy and everything, but they are identical in looks nearly. Maybe, I don't know, that's just a random thought I had. Right then, I don't know how to make a YouTube video, can you tell? So now, I did think about putting counters under the stairs to eat out, but it didn't really work. So I put a console. I usually put consoles, near the front door. We put some pretty vases on them usually, some candles, some lamps, whatever, and it's just a nice little decorative thing. I actually think it looks really good in this house. Can't go with my stock standard mirror option. It just didn't work with the space that we had, and you can't size a mirror down. So we just leave it. But I think it's fine. I also put an iPad here, which I think is so realistic. It's totally where I would just leave my iPad when I go to make a cup of tea or something. Just doing a little bit of decorating because we do have such a massive kitchen. We can use some of the counters and it totally doesn't matter. Usually when like I build a tiny living home. It's, you know, one counter to cut on, a sink, a stove, and that's it. Um, I also slide this ottoman underneath the console. I feel like it's really realistic because if you lived here, you know, obviously you wouldn't have a lot of seating and your visitors might need a seat. We go with this kind of realistic bed. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit boring, but I do kind of shove it into the wall, which I think looks way nicer. It's still totally functional. And this dresser, I really like. It really looks like it's meant to fit there. So that was really pleasing. And we also put this bedside table in. This is one of the best sized like bedside table things. It's not technically a bedside table. I think it came from Get to Work for like the hospital, the science lab. But yeah, I often use it as a bedside table. Oh well. We also squish a desk up here because we have the space. I was going to put like a seat or a reading nook, but I decided, you know, a little laptop area would be useful. And I guess it means, you know, somebody can be doing something downstairs and somebody can be doing something upstairs. So one more like living area in quotation marks. So yeah, I also size down those blinds, which I think looks really good. And now I'm just trying to pick the desk. Obviously, with the double doors, we do waste, you know, a good tile or two, which is a shame, but we do make it work in the end. So I guess that's the main thing. I'm just throwing, you know, a laptop and a little seat on to here, and then we'll get onto the front balcony. So with the front balcony, also there is no curtains like covering the door. I guess in real life you would, but oh well. We have two little seats out here and a little like drinks tray, so you can, I don't know, come up here and look at the sunset. Um, which is fine. I love this table. I don't like the texture on it, but whatever. And I throw that on because I never use it. And yeah, a yoga mat, so you can wake up in the morning and do your yoga. I imagine if this was like a real tiny home, it'd be parked on some beautiful, you know, paddock or something. So yeah, you can, you know, do your yoga and be surrounded by trees or something. Um, okay, well now we're just going through and decorating a little bit. I didn't want it to look too cluttered, but I felt like it was looking very pristine. I also love that we can now place little piles of books and have them function as like bookshelves. Because that's, you know, quite realistic, I think. You know, you might not have a bookshelf. Doesn't mean you can't go buy a book. Um, Now we have an awkward pause. I was probably, I don't know, putting a new TV show on or a different podcast on, who knows. But I'm sure it will come back to life in a minute. So we are going to start landscaping and paying more attention to the outside now. So I feel like tiny homes, they they're not always permanent in their location. So, you know, you can put them on a trailer and move them around. Some, obviously you make them in a factory and then you deliver them to the lot in the first place. And, you know, some of them sit on trailers, some of them are more like this where you have, you know, a foundation kind of thing, but it's not completely permanent. Um, so yeah, I mean the decking's obviously more permanent, but I mean it's not such a big deal to make or attach a decking to a structure. So anyway, the landscaping is going to be pretty minimal, and again we have an awkward pause, and I don't know why, but I guess I'm just looking for the right furniture. Yeah. So what was I saying? The gardening is not super permanent, but we did need something on the lot because otherwise it would look really bad. So we're going to put like some seats out here, so it's, you know, yet again another living area kind of thing. Um, I think in hindsight I could have done this front deck thing a bit better, maybe with like a flower arranging table and a more comfy sofa. And I don't know why this is so slow. I have a feeling maybe I've messed up when I've edited and it's not like fast speed, it's now like realistic speed, but it's kind of slow and I feel like I wouldn't be going so slow. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I have tried to also, side note, record this narration I think 3 or 4 times now, and the last time I think I had finally got it, and then obviously isolation, there's a lot of people in everybody's homes at the moment. Somebody called out and made a noise, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I don't even know what I've said in this video, what I haven't said in this video, because, you know, I've done it so many times, and also I never make YouTube videos. It's something I'm trying to get into, and, you know, kind of, you know, make a new hobby, because I love playing The Sims and I love watching people play The Sims. So now I kind of want to share my love for this great game. Um, I think we're trying to kind of make it slightly more interesting here. I have a feeling my computer was a bit slow too. Um, I kind of have a weird setup for The Sims. I have The Sims on a desktop computer, but I do all my playing on the laptop and I stream it via like the home Wi-Fi. But it does mean sometimes it's a bit laggy, and it just seems to get worse at nighttime, which is really annoying. And obviously, I think I've just done an awkward pause, and I don't know why am I looking at the back of the house so much. I don't know. Um, at least I think we're about to finish up now. Um, I hope, because this is tedious for me to watch, and I'm sure it's tedious for you to watch. I will make sure I actually edit better next time. Hang on. Have I made a mistake? I feel like we've made a mistake. Okay, guys, so I think I may have fixed it, hopefully. Okay, actually, maybe not. Oh, yes. I think I have managed to speed it up. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why that was happening. So I've decided to go for the lazy route and just make it fast from here on out. Because, you know, let's be honest, there's not a lot left to do. We're doing some planter boxes and some trees and a bit of a path. But anyway, I really want to say thank you so much for watching one of my first ever YouTube videos. If you have any comments below, please leave them below. Also, if you have, you know, a similar YouTube channel, please leave a link below so I can come and watch your videos as well. And yeah, thanks so much for watching if you made it all the way to the end, and take care.